Okay, meal frequency really is a vital aspect of reprogramming your metabolism. So the more often you feed your body the right way, the quicker and easier it is to achieve results. So no doubt many of you have often had times when you haven't had time for breakfast, or you've been stuck at work and you don't have time for lunch. You're working through lunch. You get held up during the afternoon in meetings, you don't get to eat. You get held back at work, you've got no food at work, you go to the vending machine, you don't eat at all. You train and you come home, there's no food, you don't eat, it's late at night, you don't want to eat. Like, there's so many reasons that people will go without food for an extended period of time that potentially you're not planning for. You really need to concentrate on meal frequency. And obviously you have to do a little bit of preparation to be able to consume enough meals during the day and frequently enough, rather than just being able to haphazardly grab whatever's around, because you want to be constructing those metabolically precise meals. Okay, so how often? The more often the better, obviously. The goal for most people will be 6 metabolically precise meals a day. For people that are training multiple times a day, that's going to be even higher. Quite often people are only consuming 2 actual meals a day. Your goal needs to be to consume 3, and then you might be able to get to 3 a day, and then your next goal is to consume 4. You get to 4, and you want to try and get to 5. To 5, you want to push to 6. So you're not going from 2 meals to 6 meals. That's going to be a little bit unrealistic. Lisa's pulling faces. She doesn't want to eat 6 times a day. Okay. Eating more food doesn't necessarily. Eating more often doesn't necessarily mean eating more food. Okay. So when we're talking about meals, people's conception of a meal traditionally is going to be a fairly large plate of food. That's not what we consider a meal. A meal is going to be basically around 2 fist sizes. So you're going to have a serving of carbohydrate and a serving of protein. So it's not going to be a massive meal. You're obviously eating smaller amounts, but you're eating more often. And it's generally going to be around every 3 hours. So this strategy is the only way to program your metabolism to improve your body composition. So that's to decrease your body fat and increase your muscle mass. You've got to get out of your head, traditionally, 3 meals a day and snacks in between. You're not going to be eating 3 massive meals, you're going to be eating 6 very small meals. Now, other things to consider. Not all of these meals have to be solid foods, okay? So you can drink up to 3 of these meals. Metabolically precise liquid meals, though, should be consumed not in place of whole foods, but between your whole food meals. So you might get up, you might have a liquid meal, then you might have your breakfast. Actually, try to get away from breakfast, lunch and dinner, because they're just meals that you eat throughout the day. So you want to get away from the traditional meals, but at breakfast time. Then you might have another whole food meal, and then a liquid meal. Then you have another whole food meal, and a liquid meal, and then you're done for the day. The key thing, though, to remember with your liquid meals, liquid meals are not traditionally what most people think. So it's not a meal replacement. There's a lot of those on the market. They're basically full of sugar and some vitamins and minerals. That's not a liquid meal. A protein shake on its own is not a liquid meal. Liquid meal still has to have your first-class protein source, carbohydrate source, so whether that's high energy or low energy, depending on whether you're inside or outside the metabolic window, and also your source of omega-3s. That's going to be something like your flax as well. The easiest way to do that is to have a blender handy, obviously. If you've got a blender, you can put in, for example, your liquid, so that could be your milk or water, perhaps a protein supplement. If that's something that you are comfortable with taking. A source of carbohydrates, so that could be berries or something like that, and then also some flaxseed as well. That is your liquid meal. It's also not a massive container. Your liquid meal is going to be roughly around 250 to 400 mils as well. 250 mils is a cup, so that's not a lot, and that's a meal. So if you're thinking about your meal being a huge plate of food, it's not. Your liquid meal, just 1 cup. Okay? But still, carbohydrate, protein, and fats. Okay. You've got to remember that meal frequency needs to take priority above everything else. So when in doubt, you want to make the meal sizes smaller. So traditionally, if you're coming from eating 2 or 3 times a day, moving straight into 6 meals a day, you're going to feel like you're consuming too much food. Obviously, naturally, you're going to feel like you're consuming too much food. Once your metabolism adjusts though, you'll be used to eating smaller regular meals, and that's going to keep your metabolism elevated throughout the day. That's what you're aiming for. Like I said before, a fist size is the basic general recommendation for your carbohydrate serving and your protein serving with your whole food meals. Obviously, there's a lot more refinement you can do to that, but the general recommendation, that's it. You want to err on the side of going smaller meals rather than larger portions.